Hi, it's me, Dr. Prasad Potilam. This is class number 9 of organic chemistry, continuation of previous class, that is methods to determine reaction mechanism. Continuing with the crossover experiments, kinetic isotope labeling experiments, kinetic and stereochemical evidences. Crossover experiments. It is usually done with two similar but different reactants or distinguishable reactants simultaneously undergo a reaction as part of the same reaction mixture. That means two different reactants are simultaneously taken for the reaction in a reaction mixture. Then the product formed will be either corresponding to directly one of the two reactants that is known as non-crossover product, or will include components of both reactants, that is crossover product. So these experiments are most often used to distinguish between intramolecular and intermolecular reactions, and the aim is to determine whether or not a reaction process involves a stage where the components of each reactant have an opportunity to exchange with each other. That means, if, say, example, if a substrate or the reactant, if it is something closely related to benzene ring and its derivatives, so benzene ring and its derivatives, the side chains, which we call as the substitutions, alkyl substitutions, it may be changed, slight changes, if it is there. Those can be used to identify the type of molecular rearrangement, whether it is intermolecular rearrangement or intramolecular rearrangement. And these are known as crossover experiments, in which either the, the side chains, even the final product, it will remain as such, or it will undergo crossover. Okay, so with example, it will be more clear. The results of crossover experiments are often straightforward to analyze, making them one of the most powerful and most frequently applied methods for proposing the reaction mechanism. Many other reaction mechanism studies includes crossover experiments, measurement of rate of reaction, and kinetic isotope effect. One such example is taken is Claisen rearrangement to study the or to explain the crossover experiment or crossover reactions. Often, many methods are needed to understand the suitable mechanism for a reaction. But in some cases, only with the crossover experiments, one can give the possibility of uh, giving the proper reaction mechanism. So in designing crossover experiment, the first task or first stage is to propose a different possible mechanism for the reaction that we are going to study. For example, in Claisen rearrangement, there are two types of reaction mechanism is possible. That is, one is intermolecular as well as other one is intramolecular route, which is represented here, the Claisen rearrangement. So this is a rearrangement which can be explained by intramolecular as well as intermolecular. So intramolecular means that is within the molecule. So within the molecule, the electron rearrangement or bond rearrangement takes place such a way that it gives the final product. If you assess the same product, or if you check the formation of the same product as intermolecular, that means the bond breakage takes place. Of the oxygen will get either positive charge or negative charge, or even free radical possibilities are there. And this allyl group, or the side group which is taken out from the oxygen atom, that also may get a negative, positive, or free radical, which further undergo reaction to give the final product. So here this is intermolecular mechanism. Outside the molecule, the reaction takes place, whereas intramolecular means the rearrangement takes within the molecule. The next step, after proposing the different types of possible mechanism based on the arrangement of or displacement of electrons or electron displacement effect, the next step is to design or to prepare a labeled reactant. Labeled reactant means it can be isotopic labeled. If we are not using isotopic labeling along with the crossover experiment, that means simple addition of a or removal of a methyl substituent at position which is not involved in any proposed mechanism, or which is the unreactive position. So here the two unreactive positions on the Claisen rearrangement, which we just seen previous slide, the intermolecular rearrangement or intramolecular rearrangement. This particular carbon, or this particular position of the benzene ring, they are not participating in both of them, that both of the mechanism, whether it is intermolecular or intramolecular. Therefore, a methyl group is attached to the positions which are unreactive, and that reagent is mixed with the regular reagent and taken the analyze the final product. So, if it is intramolecular mechanism, then the observed or the product will be formed will be these two, and that is the product which is observed. In reality, we are getting that product. If it is intramolecular mechanism, that means it is a crossover product. Crossover product that is not observed. Okay, so by using this method or experiment, we can analyze whether the given reaction is what type of mechanism it follows. So only non-crossover products are obtained in Claisen rearrangement reaction. Hence, the rearrangement is intermolecular and Claisen rearrangement is intermolecular rearrangement mechanism. It follows intermolecular rearrangement mechanism. The next one, that is kinetic isotope labeling experiment. These are more commonly considered along with the crossover experiment. In crossover experiment, some of the reactive sites we can replace the atom with its isotope, so that it is easy to identify whether that is participating, how it is participating in the reaction. So if the isotope is placed in the molecule at a position directly involved in the mechanism of the reaction, a kinetic isotope effect is expected. So this can be used to study aspects of mechanism independently or alongside a crossover experiment also. So it is taken as an example of the crossover experiment that we discussed, that is Claisen rearrangement only. When the terminal carbon is labeled with carbon 14, so the terminal carbon, it is represented here marked with a red point or a red dot. That is the carbon 14. That carbon is regular carbon, carbon 12. It is replaced with its isotope carbon 14. Carbon 14 is easy to detect in the product because it is an isotope. It can be easily identified. So if it is replaced by carbon 14, there is only one product is obtained, that is at a benzylic position. The isotope is there at a benzylic position. Since the expected product of an intermolecular mechanism is not observed, the conclusion matches that the traditional crossover experiment, it matches with the traditional crossover experiment, and we are getting only the intermolecular product. Therefore, the formation of the product or the mechanism which is intermolecular mechanism is also confirmed by using isotope labeling. Even the isotopes of carbon, that is carbon 13, isotope of oxygen, oxygen 18, isotope of fluorine, that is fluorine 37, can also be used or studied in kinetic isotope effect. Next one, that is kinetic and stereochemical evidences. Kinetic evidences, to get the evidence required to propose a reaction mechanism. Usually the scientist will measure the rate of disappearance of the reactants and rate of appearance of the product it is measured, which will give the information regarding how the reactant influence the rate or how fastness or slowness of the reaction, and helps to suggest a proper reaction mechanism. So these are the experimentally determined facts. Even the molecularity, that means the number of molecules which comes together to form the complex or activator complex, also gives a good information regarding the reaction mechanism. Many other techniques such as UV visible spectrophotometry or time resolved infrared spectroscopy are used to support or to analyze the rate of the reaction by measuring the rate of disappearance of the reactants or rate of appearing the products. Recently, compared to UV visible spectrophotometry, the time resolved IR spectroscopy is most commonly used because with that, more better informations are available, like the degree of structural characterization. Means the structural characterization can also be done of the reactive intermediates. The stereochemical evidence, that is about the stereochemistry, which is based on stereochemistry of the product formed. Suitable reaction mechanism can be proposed. Two examples are given of the positive plus malic acid reacts with the PCl5 as well as it reacts with the SOCl2. Both gives the chloro substituted succinic acid or chlorosuccinic acid. but one is inverted product is obtained, that is minus form is obtained, plus with SOCl2 plus form is obtained. That means it was observed by the Walden, or Walden discovered that when a plus malic acid gives minus fluorosuccinic acid when treated with PCl5 for phosphorus pentachloride, and if the same substrate, that is plus malic acid, reacts with the thionyl SOCl2 thionyl chloride, gives plus fluorosuccinic acid. So based on the product formed, the proper reaction mechanism can be proposed. So in first case, it is a negative fluorosuccinic acid. That means we can check the attack of the attacking reagent, that is chlorine, usually in this case, either it takes from the back side of the molecule or rear side of the molecule, and the proper reaction mechanism can also be proposed by the stereochemical evidences. So these stereochemical evidences, such as the inversion or retention of the configuration, also will help to suggest suitable reaction mechanism, and also useful for suggesting many of the organic reaction involving nucleophile substitution, elimination, rearrangement, addition reactions of all these type of experiment reactions can also be studied by using stereochemical evidences. So that's about the determining reaction mechanism. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a nice day.